The 2025 NCAA March Madness Men's Tournament is back, and this time it is bringing all the feels. The biggest event in college sports is here, with games happening all day long, and you don't want to miss a second of the heart-pumping action. Catch all the clutch shots, big-time plays, upsets, Cinderellas, Blue Bloods, and more. Tune into the NCAA Men's Division I Basketball Championship March 18th through April 7th on TBS, CBS, TNT, True TV, and Stream on Max.
Optimize your nutrition with Factor, America's #1 ready-to-eat meal service. Factor's fresh, never-frozen meals are dietitian approved and ready to eat in just 2 minutes. Choose from 40 weekly options across 8 dietary preferences, like Calorie Smart and Protein Plus. Factor's keto meals can help you lose up to 8 pounds in 8 weeks. Get started at factormeals.com/factor50off to get 50% off plus free shipping on your first box. Weight loss with Factor Keto based on a randomized controlled clinical trial. Results will vary depending on diet and exercise.
You know, some people say that Odoo business management software is like fertilizer, the way it promotes growth and all. But other people say Odoo is like a magic beanstalk because it grows with your company and is also magically affordable. And there's some people who would even say Odoo's individual software programs come together to build the perfect suite like building blocks. Well, Odoo is all of these things. Fertilizer, magic beanstalk, building blocks for business. So sign up now at odoo.com, ODOO.com.
It is Ryan Seacrest here. There was a recent social media trend which consisted of flying on a plane with no music, no movies, no entertainment. But a better trend would be going to ChumbaCasino.com. It's like having a mini social casino in your pocket. Chumba Casino has over 100 online casino-style games, all absolutely free. It's the most fun you can have online and on a plane. So grab your free welcome bonus now at ChumbaCasino.com. Sponsored by Chumba Casino.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
All right, here we are. Power Trip Morning Show, 7 o'clock. Thursdays just go by so quick. But here we are. Ben's over there talking to Tomers. They're talking about basketball bets, and I'll do the core versus 4 thing. Sure, I'll do it. Fine.
Hogs Daddy.
Have you not picked a team yet? Or
Hogs
teams?
Daddy.
No, I just did just now. I will now.
Hogs.
Go ahead, buddy.
I feel like these breaks have been gone by so fast. I haven't been able to come over.
I know. I missed you.
That's on purpose.
You got something loaded up you don't want to tell me about? I understand.
No, I do have to. I have a couple stories.
Oh, good. I want to hear them.
A couple.
Oh, Lord.
Well, I want to hear. I got to bring something up, but no. Okay, I'm ready to go. I'm taking a random flyer.
I know what you're going to ask about.
Yep.
All right, so you have your 4 teams.
Yes.
Fire away.
You have the list. Stop. Here we go. All right, ready, Corey?
Yes, sir.
All right, so I got St. John's.
Ooh, good one.
Mm-hmm.
Michigan State.
Mm-hmm.
Duke.
Duh.
Bama.
Wait a minute. Didn't you just tell me that Florida was like going to beat everybody?
He already has that.
I swindled Core. I got 5 teams this year.
Well, not really.
Swindle.
Pulled the fast one on you, Core. Oh, how's it feel, smarty pants? You got swindled.
Dunked on your ass, Core. Take that. Let's go.
He swindled you.
I don't think you know what you think it means.
No,
that's okay.
It's just I went to the sports book and put 2 bets in.
Exactly.
It's hard to admit when you've been swindled. It's hard to admit, Core.
How's it feel, Cole?
Yeah, what does it feel? What is Tommy, a poker table?
Yeah. I guess swindling is giving you the exact right odds on Florida and me being probably a slight favorite in the Core versus 4. 100%. You really got me. Well done. Well done. All right, Benjamin, do you have your 4 teams?
Yeah, let me go No. Let me go Michigan State, Florida.
No, I'm going to have to sweat Florida for sure.
Yeah.
Bama.
Florida's your UConn of last year.
Yep, for sure. And that's fine.
And I'm going to go Tennessee.
Tennessee?
Yeah, good pick. Tennessee's great.
Okay. Benjamin's locked in. Chris, you got 4?
I'm doing the 4 top seeds.
Take the 4 number ones?
Yeah, 4 number ones.
Good plan.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah,
Nothing
man.
wrong with that.
Yeah,
we all swindled you.
Yep.
One of us really got you, though.
Yeah, Tommy really got you.
It's hard to admit. I understand.
Man, now it's just...
Way to go, Thomas.
Now I hope every player on Florida tears their ACL.
You can't do that.
Of course I can. I don't have magical powers. I can wish it all I want.
You
It's
see
not going
who's
to
on
happen.
the bench?
Who?
Tallest player in America.
Pharrell?
Producer. Yeah.
Corey, he's like 7'9".
7'9"?
Huge bitch.
I'm not kidding. He's redshirted or something. He's a monster.
I've seen the video.
7'9"?
He can dunk just standing there.
He looks like the most uncoordinated kid of all time, but he's a giant.
Yeah. But he's a stud.
Man.
Hey, Hawk.
Yes, sir?
Let me just throw this out there just to support your picks.
Give her hell.
I did not know this. I actually thought this was way higher. What is, and forgive me if you guys have already talked about this. Historically, number one seeds have been quite successful in the tournament, winning national championship. What percentage of number one seeds win the Natty?
I'm going to go something like 70%.
Yeah, Core's good at math.
60 to 70.
I'll go 71.
58.
65.
What is it?
60.
Damn, Max. So 64% of the time.
Whoa.
64% of number one seeds will win the NCAA tournament. So good pick.
Yeah.
What's the lowest seed ever win? Do we know?
I think there's been a double-digit seed.
Isn't there like 11
4 out of
seed?
the last 8 Final Fours, something like that.
But winning the whole thing? I think a team a handful of years ago was an 8 seed.
8, yeah, 1985, Villanova, 1985. It starts.
I thought there was somebody more recently than that was in that group. Wasn't there a UConn team that was from a handful of years ago that was like an 8-ish or
I think
so?
it was the Yukon Cornelius.
Yeah.
What time's the
I might be
Wisconsin game today?
misremembering that. 12:30.
Hell yeah.
2008 was the last time no number one seeds made the Final Four.
There's been a couple 8 seeds that made
You
it
must have
to the
been there,
title,
Cor.
but didn't win.
Or what year you get rinsed on here for the Core versus
Well,
Four?
last year, everybody at UConn,
Yeah, but
UConn dominated.
There was a year where it was like 8 people and all of you had somebody. I don't remember who it was.
Was it Virginia?
Oh, it might have been Virginia.
I think it was Virginia.
Don't remember.
It's a great time of year, isn't
Yeah,
it?
who cares?
Yeah. Yeah, it's the best.
You like them all.
Did you guys hear Coach Prime's idea about spring football?
Yeah, love it.
Unbelievably good idea.
Yeah.
What did you say? I did not.
So you still get 15 spring practices, but then the last 3, it's kind of like pro football, where like the Chiefs used to come to town, or we'd go see the Chiefs.
Yeah, love it. Joint practices.
And then you have a scrimmage against them for your spring game. So it's a real game.
Yeah.
And then people would actually come and watch. And
That
it's
is kind of brilliant.
It's not just a practice, Because I don't think the Gophs, I think
not
a
even
lot
open
of
to the
teams are
public.
going through no more spring games just because of the transfer portal now and no one even knows the offense or defense. So it's hard to even have a game. So yeah, there's only one public practice for the Gophs this year because it's like such a raw team. And it's just, there's no more spring game, which sucks. Probably
Does it, though?
Great for the players, but sucks as a fan.
Really, though?
What?
You
You're
think
going to
so?
watch that?
I love the
You
spring
love
game.
the spring
Well,
game
you
as
go-
a spectator?
No, he goes down there.
I am not kidding. This is not an exaggeration, not a joke. They are.
Wow.
My family was so excited about the new stadium getting built that we tailgated the spring game, and the Star Tribune wrote an article about just me and my dad and my brother tailgating the spring game.
Were you the only people at the game?
We're the only people in the parking lot. We tailgated the spring game.
I guess it's hard to ask a super fan,
I was like in 7th. I was like in 8th grade or 9th, 10th, 11th, somewhere in high school. But my dad was there.
7th, 8th, 9th, 10th.
Yeah, somewhere in there. Forgets one. He forgot which one he had to repeat.
Seriously, I do love spring game, and that always meant like spring jam for football. Man, those parties after spring game, unbelievable. But yeah, no, I would like spring games because we got to draft teams. Did you get to do that?
No, we were just put on, just like you're on purple team, you're on white team, or whatever.
Did you have to play when you're like a starter?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, but not much. Not much.
I don't know much.
I do think it to bring some intrigue back into the spring game. I think it's a genius idea. And it really is like, it's the answer that's right in front of everybody. And it doesn't have to be like league wide. It's just like, if you want to do it, and they'd have to figure out logistics, and the team would have to figure out like hotels and all this other stuff and whatever. I'm sure one team's gonna be like, well, you got to pay us to come in here.
Yeah.
Whatever. But I think people would watch that if Colorado's going to host, I don't know, let's say Nebraska for 3 days.
A team that's not on your schedule.
Let's say,
usually.
okay,
Wouldn't
so
that be cool?
let's say, I don't know, Wyoming. They just drive right down the road.
Perfect.
It's Wyoming and Colorado, and they just go after it.
Or someone that you won't play ever. Like, what if the Gophers played St. Thomas? Because they're both D1 now. That'd be sick. People would watch that.
I forgot about that.
People would watch that.
See, the thing is, well, I guess it's just practice. It's just spring game. But I think, a team like the Gophers would not want to get shown up by St. Thomas.
Obviously.
Like when they played Ball State.
No, it was Bowling Green.
That was a test you passed.
No, but that'd be cool, wouldn't it? Or like a team that you wouldn't usually play.
I'm with you. Yeah. I think a lot of the current proposed rule changes and these things that are going on both college and NFL are really compelling. I think some of them should be adopted for sure.
Right. Or like if like the Gophers had a chance to go down to like Florida, it'd be like a little spring training for them. Play like Miami. Yeah. That could be intriguing for fans. I'd be amped to do that. It's like an extra bowl game. To go watch them down there.
It'd be controlled, obviously.
Yeah.
I mean, it wouldn't be I doubt they'd have like a full scrimmage, like a full, 60-minute game, but I could see them all right, we're going to do some drills and it'll be
like 10-minute running quarters or something.
Yeah.
That'd be sick. And then you could get sponsors to pay for it so then the teams could do it. Oh, man. Yeah. Tell me where to sign.
This is KFAN News with Chris Hockey, presented by
That sounds fantastic.
Pizzeria.
Thanks, Carbonis.
Thank you, Carbonis. All right, let me start here. The Twin Cities seems to have missed a huge winter storm, but southeastern Minnesota saw over a half a foot of snow. National Weather Service originally predicted 3 to 5 inches of precipitation yesterday for us, but we didn't get it. It shifted south. Weather experts say the I-90 corridor got hit with blizzard-like conditions. Temps look to rebound today, be in the mid-40s. It was chilly out there yesterday, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
But we got lucky. We got lucky. Everybody down there listening down south, y'all be careful now. Yeah. Yeah, it's freezing. The leaders of a Minnesota nonprofit have been found guilty of defrauding the government of $240 million in federal food aid. So they're guilty. There you go. Both Bach and Saeed are facing prison time on wire fraud, bribery, and money laundering.
How much time do we know? Like tons?
This is prison time.
It should be tons.
Yeah, it should be tons.
Should be tons.
Should be double dig, I'd hope.
Double what?
Double dig. I'm one of the kids these days. I can't say full words. I ain't got time for that.
Yeah, the kids got to abbreviate everything.
Yeah.
Gene.
Abreva. Face. Gene.
But it's spelled Jen. That's the best part when you're texting.
That is the best part.
Wait, you really do shorten down genius?
I thought you were just doing a
totally
bit.
joking.
Oh, you should see my text thread. We use Gene more than we use Bril.
Oh,
what?
My God.
Oh, yeah. You guys would hate
that.
Can you please pull up a recent text thread and just
Be careful.
There's
going to be
That's certainly a lot of schlong.
Tommy, just self-edit as you say it on air.
Okay.
But I want to hear the dialogue between.
And read the abbreviations if it's.
Yeah, read the. Yeah.
Well, no, we have a text thread. Me, Schmoll, and Bushy. We have a text thread.
Bushy.
It's called Thursday Morning Crew that we text when we're on here.
Bushy?
Bushy.
Yeah, Bushy's a great guy.
Bushy. Is he a new character?
No,
Is he
Travis
a huge
Bush. Do you remember?
He has a huge bush.
I call him Coors because Bush Light and then Coors Light, so I call him Coors.
My God.
My God.
Yes, you like
My
that
God,
guy.
you do the same thing.
Yeah, but you call him that because he has a huge bush.
No. Do you guys remember when
For the mountain.
when the Gophs won on a last-second shot and beat Indiana in the Big Ten championship?
Sure.
Is that
Basketball.
Bushy?
No.
Yeah, you do.
No,
Blake
I don't.
Harfarber made that last-second shot. Do you remember that?
Tell
in
me
the
how
Big
it's
Ten?
Bushy.
Bushy threw the pass to him. That was Bushy.
Way to go, Bushy.
Solo.
There's a lot. We can't read any of this.
Yeah, don't read it.
We can't.
As your attorney, don't read it.
There's a lot of swearing. A lot of on talk.
Do you abbreviate the swear words? Like cuh?
No, there's just a lot of Bril, Jen. So we always talk about this show. Like Bushy to say hi to us goes, "Hi kids," John Bonus voice. Like
brilliant! Like yeah.
My God.
My brother said Bril and I said Jen. And I go, "Hi kids."
My God.
I mean, it's pretty
miss
boring
Bonus.
text threads.
St. Paul officials and the Minnesota
Hawk
Wild
just moved on.
want the state to cover half the cost of renovating XL Energy Center. The $769 million project calls for overhauling the NHL arena along with the neighboring Roy Wilkins Auditorium and St. Paul River Center. The proposal calls for Wild owner Craig Leopold to contribute close to $216 million. St. Paul and Ramsey County intend to cover about $159 million. Mayor Melvin Carter is expected to make the pitch later today at the Minnesota House Capital Investment Committee.
How great would it be if either city, Minneapolis or St. Paul, had an area where cars didn't run, and it was just like a warehouse district, but just bars and restaurants.
The best.
And a big communal space that could be the host or a hub for gigantic parties and pregame in it. We just don't really have that. We have streets that get busy and popular and bars that get busy and popular, but it'd be nice to have like one area that just gets out of control and fun.
It used to be what, like that where you get, where's like Barrio and the Newsroom? What's that, Nicollet?
Yeah.
It used to be that area, but it's not that,
Not anymore, no.
Are you talking like the actual Nicollet Mall area?
Yeah, because there's bars right there, but like
that you can walk.
Yeah. There's just like a bus route.
That's
probably the closest.
That's kind of what I'm thinking of.
I'm
just
Fremont
talking.
Street.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But like Milwaukee, like Third Ward District in Milwaukee.
Yeah, now we're talking, man. That's some sick stuff down there.
Yes.
We don't have so I always talk about this with my friends. If you had someone like out of towner.
Was it Bushy? Gene?
No, if you had an out of towner.
Mean Dean?
Like if you had an out of towner come in and you had to host them for like a night or two, where would you bring them in Minneapolis?
My house, so we didn't have to go out late.
Man, that's a boring answer. Well, like seriously, wouldn't you go to like a sports bar, like somewhere in like North Loop? Because that's like our Loon. Go to Loon, right? Historic spots. Because I think
I wonder how many people would answer North Loop now, just in terms of.
I can't think of any place that's Bril.
Well, it used to be
Gene.
Or Gene.
No, it used to be like the Uptown area. Now it seems like it morphed to the North Loop area. Everyone goes out in the North Loop.
Probably the rabbit hole.
Yeah, that's what we're going.
I'm actually going there today, but you guys will be there tomorrow. I know that.
Bill's here
all day. Fans there all day tomorrow.
Can I just tell you something that just happenstance?
Oh, Gene.
Gene Bril.
Before I knew about the KFAN thing, you guys having it there tomorrow? I'm going there today from noon to 5 with work people.
You know what that is?
should have gone tomorrow.
You know what that is?
It's Bril.
That's Bril. No, that's more Bril than Gene.
Can you stand up and show me what your happenstance would look like?
Oh, be careful.
Please don't.
Oh, look at that. It's to the left.
T.O.
Yeah.
Fill out a bracket. If you get a bracket perfect, I'll give you $100,000. If you miss one, you owe me $25.
No,
you go perfect, I'll give you $100K.
Corey, you forget I'm a rube as well. I listen. It's 1 in quintillion if they're even or something. Some stat you said the other day.
Don't get
you nerd.
As March Madness begins, today is the first day of spring for Earth's northern hemisphere, also known as the vernal equinox. At this point in the planet's
Yeah, you had the vernal, right, Hawk?
At this point in the planet's annual orbit, the sun appears directly over the equator, producing essentially the same amount of daytime and nighttime over 24 hours. Then, for the northern hemisphere of the planet, daylight hours steadily increase until the longest day of the year, the summer solstice, which is in June.
June 21st.
Welcome, spring.
Which I hate. I wish that...
What?
No. Hear me out. I hate that it's in June.
Yeah.
Like, because, you want it to be like late July.
100%. Just after the
you want the longest day of the year to be like in late July.
July 4th.
I'll have a talk with the planet.
If it was July 4th, that'd be like the pinnacle.
You know what it would be, though? It'd be Bril.
It would be so Bril.
It'd be Gene.
It'd be Gene. It would. You guys are getting it. This is great.
I think I'm getting it.
Yeah.
No, I would. But no, I agree. Because it feels like once you hear like this past that day, you start to get like, oh, summer's ending. Even though it's not.
Well, the thing is like in end of June, it's not exactly like peak summertime weather.
Not even warm yet.
It's not even like truly warm yet.
Yeah.
And you're like already losing daylight when you get past that.
I know.
That's not
It's
Bril.
kind of depressing.
You start burning out though by August, you know?
Yeah, when the
Not
fair
this
hits.
flame.
Don't say that to him. Don't say that.
Quiet sauce.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Tommy's a pyro all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Oh, Core.
Go on.
Speaking of summertime, we have to get a date on the calendar.
Yeah, the party's got to happen.
Here we go.
Yeah,
Here we go. One of his big ideas to get
No,
everybody
not
together.
big off. I'm done with big ideas. This is going to be small, easy,
Off the
convenient.
It's going to be called the Bril Gene.
The only problem is getting, how many people are on this show? If you ask yours, you tend to be, it's 90. But what is the real number? About 14 or 15 people that we have
in
on?
the neighborhood of there, 12.
It's we have to find a date where it's like 11 or more, right? Because the chance that we can get all of us at the same time to go to anybody's house is almost zero. We're busy people. I mean, I'm not.
I have to invite you guys something to off-air. This is big stuff.
Oh, Bril Gene.
Oh, yeah. Is it Bril Gene? God, your phone's blowing up. What did you say?
It's the Thursday morning crew. the thread's going up.
How's Bushy doing?
We made it.
How is Bushy?
He's working out right now. He's doing great.
Man, I bet that's awkward to see all that
Send you a picture?
hanging out of his,
Is that a selfie?
hanging out of his pants, his short pants.
Does he need to borrow my afro pic?
And then, do you guys know? You guys know the movie Hook?
Of course.
We quote that movie on.
Great film.
Why that movie? Bushy just said, "You're doing it, Peter."
Oh my God! I wish I had friends, man.
Genius.
Peter.
It's all time.
Can I add it to this?
Oh my God. Tell Bushy Bangarang. All right. Sports is next with Sauce. Parker Fox later. Ryan Jeffers later. Ben Lieber's here. This is the Power Trip Morning Show on the Fan.
Ready to optimize your nutrition this year? Meet Factor, America's #1 ready-to-eat meal service. Factor's fresh, never frozen meals are dietitian approved and ready to eat in just 2 minutes. Their chefs handle the shopping and chopping, delivering fresh, fully cooked meals to your door. All you have to do is heat and enjoy. Choose from 40 weekly options across 8 dietary preferences like Calorie Smart, Protein Plus, and Keto. And if you're looking to lose weight, Factor's keto meals can help you lose up to 8 pounds in 8 weeks. Savor nutritious premium meals no matter how busy life gets. Eat smart with Factor. Get started at factormeals.com/factor50off and use code FACTOR50OFF to get 50% off plus free shipping on your first box. Weight loss with Factor Keto based on a randomized controlled clinical trial. Results will vary depending on diet and exercise.
How to have fun anytime, anywhere. Step 1. Go to ChumbaCasino.com.
ChumbaCasino.com. Got it.
Step 2. Collect your welcome bonus.
Come to Papa welcome bonus.
Step 3. Play hundreds of casino-style games for free.
That's a lot of games. All for free?
Step 4. Unleash your excitement.
Woohoo!
Chumba Casino has been delivering thrills for over a decade. So claim your free welcome bonus now and live the Chumba life. Visit ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
PayPal lets you pay all your pals, like your graduation gifters.
Who's paying for the mattress topper?
You mean the beanbag chair?
Aren't we getting a mini fridge?
Can we create a pool on PayPal? It lets us collect the money before we buy.
Ooh, yes, that's smart.
Glad we can agree on something.
Easily pool, split, and send money with PayPal. Get started in the PayPal app. A PayPal account is required to send and receive money. A balance account is required to create a pool.
Struggling to get out of bed? It might be time for an upgrade. Lisa makes exceptionally comfortable mattresses designed for every body and budget. But what truly sets them apart is their commitment to giving back. Since 2015, they've donated over 41,000 mattresses nationwide. Elevate your sleep in your space with Lisa. Go to lisa.com for 20% off their award-winning mattresses, plus an extra $50 off with promo code IHEART. That's LEESA.com. Promo code IHEART for an extra $50 off.
Hey, welcome back. Here we are. Power Trip Morning Show, right into sports.
It's time for Fan 5 on the Power Trip, presented by All Around, your TimberTech deck building contractor.
The Minnesota Timberwolves lost 119-115 to the pitiful Pelicans. The Pelicans lost by 46 in their last game, and up until yesterday, they'd lost 7 of 8. Horrible loss. The Wolves have lost 2 straight. They play the Pelicans again tomorrow at 7 o'clock, Maxo. Maxo left.
He's dead.
What?
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah.
I was talking to Tommy.
Oh, no. Maxo, the Wolves lost.
Maxo, we're talking about the Wolves.
Wolves lost.
Yeah.
Okay.
Your thoughts?
It was a really bad loss after coming after another really bad loss earlier in the week, but still, in the big picture, they've won 8 out of their last 10. But that loss really hurts because it drops you down to the A seed. You no longer have home court advantage in that hypothetical play-in matchup. They're pretty far ahead from dropping completely out of the play-in. Even dropping to the 9th seed seems super unlikely. So they're going to hang out in that 7, 8, hopefully get up to that 6 range. But I mean, at this critical junction in the season, it really hurts to lose to one of the worst teams in the NBA.
Can I ask you a question real quick?
Of course.
I am very much just a passive watcher of the Timberwolves, so I'm not. This is the reason why I'm asking. The times that I do watch, like last night, I was watching most of the game last night.
Is Tommy still in there?
How confident are you in this team if these games in the playoffs, which they probably are going to come down to the final few possessions, do we have the clutch gene? Because we did not have it last night.
No,
do not.
They don't. I believe the statistic is that Anthony Edwards, I don't think it's either he's only hit 1 or he's hit none ever, like the go ahead finisher bucket at the end of the game. I don't know. I think he's 0 for something like that. So if it comes down to that situation, and we're going to be playing against teams like, possibly even the Lakers or the Denver Nuggets or somewhere along that line. Those are teams that have been there, that have done that. They got killers. They got Jamal Murray. They got Jokic. They got Luka Doncic, LeBron James, people like that have been there and done that and been in those high leverage situations. So I do worry about that. But the Wolves in general, since the calendar flipped, have been better in the back half of these games, in the second half of these games, third and fourth quarter. So hopefully we put ourselves in situations where it doesn't need to come down to that. But if it is a last second shot kind of thing, no, I don't feel super confident.
10 hours ago, Sauce, you tweeted, awful loss for the Wolves. What a joke of a franchise. I hope they miss the playoffs.
I stand by that. You can't lose to that team. If you're a serious basketball team, you can't lose to a team that got blown out by 46 points and has won 18 games up until yesterday.
10 hours ago, you tweeted, the Wolves should be booed off the court. People should ask for their money back.
Stand by it. Except for Rosie, because he probably went for free. I stand by it.
11 hours ago, you tweeted, that's the most embarrassing first half the Wolves have had in a long time. The Pelicans are a G League team.
Stand by it.
Except for Zion.
Yeah.
Wow.
He was OG Zion last night.
Did you tweet something about Tracy Morgan doing better on the court?
I'm not as funny as you are. That would have been great.
13 hours ago, Mark Rosen was talking about Rondale Moore and said, keep this man healthy. He's a talent. And you tweeted, thanks, Dan Deerdorf.
Thank you.
Good.
Is Dan dead?
No, I don't think so.
I don't know.
Good
question.
So, because Rosie responded with, he's dead. He's 75 years old and alive. Who's the guy Rosie was thinking it was that was in all those movies? Larry Zonka?
Yeah.
Yeah. He thought I was talking about Larry Zonka. He thinks Dan Deerdorf was in Blazing Saddles.
She's an actress.
No, it's a man. But I stand by all that. Zacho, your Wild rolled the Kraken 4-0 last night. They had the Wild scored 3 goals very quickly. They kicked in one more in the third. The Wild are 39-25-5.
Only if she's 5'3".
They battled the Sabres on Saturday at 1 p.m.
3 goals in the first 4.5 minutes, and they rode that the rest of the way. Yeah. Obviously, I think Boldy had an extra empty netter there at the end. But the big news from there is Marco Rossi was injured, and we don't know. We don't have an update. Hopefully, we'll get him back soon because just didn't have Kirill Kaprizov, Joel Eriksson, Jonas Brodin, Marcus Foligno, Marcus Johansson was sick last night, so we didn't have him. So it's just ridiculous of a season with all these injuries. The good news is Liam Ogren looked really good. He got a goal last night. And they're in a good position, I think, to certainly make the playoffs. You're very much on your own after that with all the adversity. But it was a fun night at the X, and they got some much needed points and a very crucial part of the season. So thank you, Wild.
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, you're in the Wild now?
Yeah.
And Dan?
Because I spent so much time in the press box when I was single and depressed and bored, I was to eat pretzels in the press box, and they gave me a very small piece of equity of the franchise.
Then they got rid of the pretzels.
Yeah, that was my decision.
Why?
Because I'm not there anymore.
Costing too much money?
100%. I got to defend that equity.
Yeah, good for you, man. You understand money.
Thanks.
The Texans and Danielle Hunter have agreed to a 1-year, $35.6 million contract extension, Ben,
like
that makes him
$1 an hour.
the NFL's second highest paid defensive end.
Good for him. He actually, I was surprised at how well he adjusted last year. I didn't think that he was going to be still that explosive and that good and that much of a game wrecker. And he went out and proved me wrong and a lot of probably other people wrong that he deserved that contract. And now he's going to get even more money. So good for him.
Thank you for your honesty.
You were just on NFL Network, Ben.
I was.
Yeah, they showed the J.J. McCarthy throws, and there's one that he throws to the sideline, and Ben's standing there.
Oh, did they reference it at all, or am I just in there? They're like, Jamie didn't say like, oh, there's Ben Lieber on the sideline.
No, no.
That's
okay, Zach, relax. Let's see here. The first round of March Madness starts today. Actually, it starts this morning at 11:15 when Creighton battles Louisville at 11:15. And then we have games all day, and then they start again tomorrow at 11:15.
It's weird, but this is the right answer. The first 4 days of the NCAA tournament are better than the final four.
You are correct.
Thursday through Sunday, first weekend is the best.
Yep, and you are correct.
If whether you have money on it or not, I would still argue these are my favorite 4 days of sports of the year, not counting the World Series of Poker final table.
How much of it will you watch today?
Probably not much. Back in the day, it would have been start to finish for the next 4 days. Start to finish.
But of all things that are considered sports, this is number one.
This is my favorite, yeah. The first weekend.
Because poker certainly is not a sport.
It definitely is not, but it's...
What about the Masters?
That's not a sport either.
I mean, Masters is way up there.
Golf?
Kidding.
All the sports that I love now in my life are absolutely directly connected to gambling.
Yeah.
So every year golf is higher up my list, and I don't even play golf. I just like gambling on it.
Yeah, it's the best.
Ladies and gentlemen, the future Evander Holyfield. I can't
By the way, that's okay. I don't know why I'm selling barbecue sauce. So we're even.
Yeah, you don't eat barbecue sauce.
Never had it.
The Twins open their season a week from today in St. Louis. Pablo Lopez goes for your Twins. Royce Lewis will be out for 2 months.
When is our home opener again?
2 weeks from today.
2 weeks from today.
2 weeks from today. So they have a week of games, and then they come here.
Yep, 6 on the road. They play 3 at St. Louis, 3 at the White Sox, and they host the Houston Astros on Thursday, April 3rd.
Love it.
Yeah.
Yep, agreed.
The rest that I have is football news.
Good. Should we do it during football news?
Yeah, let's do it.
Good. I just found a list that I think is fascinating that I'd like to get to at some point with you guys. The weirdest injuries in the history of sports.
Oof.
And they're not all like injuries that happened when they were playing their sports. Like this guy stabbed himself in the stomach trying to open a DVD case. Do you remember how hard it was to open DVD cases?
Yeah. Can I ask you a question? Is there one about a former Minnesota Twin on that list? What'd I say?
I'm sorry, just funny. Can I ask you a question? I haven't gotten through the whole list yet, but I'm sure there will be.
All right.
Yeah, there are times that Sauce starts a sentence like the grape lady just fell off that platform.
Can I ask you a question?
You are correct.
Shenanigans.
You always seem to land the plane, though, and you claim to have flown one in the past.
I have.
Right, I'm sure you did.
I did.
Yep.
I've flown one, yeah.
Yep, the same way Bill Murray was sailing, and what about Bob?
Yeah, basically the same thing.
I'm a sailor now.
You're doing it, Peter.
You're doing it, Peter. Oh, if that doesn't accidentally now become Power Trip lore, that every time people see Tommy Olsen, they just say, you're doing it, Peter.
So good.
I think that's going to be a thing. Vikings news is next with former Viking Ben Lieber after this on the Fan.
Ready to optimize your nutrition this year? Meet Factor, America's #1 ready-to-eat meal service. Factor's fresh, never-frozen meals are dietitian approved and ready to eat in just 2 minutes. Their chefs handle the shopping and chopping, delivering fresh, fully cooked meals to your door. All you have to do is heat and enjoy. Choose from 40 weekly options across 8 dietary preferences like Calorie Smart, Protein Plus, and Keto. And if you're looking to lose weight, Factor's keto meals can help you lose up to 8 pounds in 8 weeks. Savor nutritious premium meals no matter how busy life gets. Eat smart with Factor. Get started at factormeals.com/factor50off and use code factor50off to get 50% off plus free shipping on your first box. Weight loss with Factor Keto based on a randomized controlled clinical trial. Results will vary depending on diet and exercise.
PayPal lets you pay all your pals, like your graduation gifters.
Who's paying for the mattress topper?
You mean the beanbag chair?
Aren't we getting a mini fridge?
Can we create a pool on PayPal? It lets us collect the money before we buy.
Ooh, yes, that's smart.
Glad we can agree on something.
Easily pool, split, and send money with PayPal. Get started in the PayPal app. A PayPal account is required to send and receive money. A balance account is required to create a pool.
Struggling to get out of bed? It might be time for an upgrade. Leesa makes exceptionally comfortable mattresses designed for every body and budget. But what truly sets them apart is their commitment to giving back. Since 2015, they've donated over 41,000 mattresses nationwide. Elevate your sleep and your space with Leesa. Go to Leesa.com for 20% off their award-winning mattresses, plus an extra $50 off with promo code iHeart. That's LEESA.com, promo code iHeart for an extra $50 off.
When it comes to playtime, never let your squad down. Unlock elite gaming tech at Lenovo.com. Push your gameplay beyond performance with 13th Gen Intel Core processors. Upgrade to smooth, high-quality streaming with Intel Wi-Fi 6E. And maximize game performance with enhanced overclocking. Win the tech search and head to Lenovo.com.
Lenovo.
Welcome back, Power Trip Morning Show. 7:43. That's yep, that's right. Welcome back, everybody. Here we are in the main studios at Planet Utica. 100.3 The Fan, your home of Minnesota Viking football, Golden Gopher football, Minnesota Wild hockey, the Minnesota Timberwolves, basically everything but the Twins. But we do have Ryan Jeffers calling in later today. That'd be cool.
Yeah, about an hour from now.
Yeah.
He's great.
I like him.
Great.
Like him. I can't wait for baseball season. St. Paul Saints, of course. Can't wait for Saints season.
How about our guy Derek, too, getting a promotion? You see that?
He's the best.
Yeah.
The big wig over there
He's
now.
a big wig. Yeah, man.
Top cat, top dog.
Top Steve.
They actually
Top
named
banana.
him Bril Gene.
Yeah.
Chris, you were gone, but a couple days ago, and Ben, I'm glad I just thought of this because you're here. We asked Zachary, we're like, look, we're only a handful of months away before you got to make an appearance on Twin Cities Live
right.
and then do the Saints game dressed as Bat Boy for 24 hours. Bat Boy from the tabloids of the 1990s. He said he's put zero thought into it yet. Hasn't secured a makeup artist.
Yeah.
Oh, again, we've always said you have to pay for a makeup artist. I guess technically it doesn't matter if it's free, but it's his responsibility to secure somebody to do a world-class job.
That's right. Yeah.
To make it look like Bat Boy with the ears and the makeup or whatever it takes. And then has to coordinate with Twin Cities Live to do a segment as himself, not as Bat Boy. And then has to go to the Saints game and do whatever the hell the Saints want Bat Boy to do. Mm-hmm. So he still thinks, I think in his mind, he thinks it's like 9 months away. It's
Is
only
it not like 3 at least?
It's 3, but that's like, we're talking under 100 days.
Okay.
Just saying.
Okay.
We've got you.
Did we book the?
Well, I think.
What do you have? What else do you have that week on Twin Cities Live that
I don't know. We do.
You don't have, you don't have it ready to go?
We booked pretty far out, but not that far out.
I'm not even necessarily worried about Twin Cities Live. I'm more worried about, worried's the wrong word, about the makeup artist.
No, we got that covered.
Have you had anybody?
We have that covered. You talk to me. We have so many people at Twin Cities.
Oh, really?
We have so many makeup artists that we could refer you to.
Zachary, has anybody reached out to you, though? Said, hey, I could do this?
No.
Nobody.
Wow. Nice of them to care.
Well, you might have to rely on Ben then.
Yeah. Even if you needed a costume, we could get you set up for that as well.
No. I'm right now. I'm busy trying to find a place to watch the 2026 Olympics. So,
Oh boy, somebody's salty today.
Wow.
No, I'm kidding. We're having fun.
Sounds like it.
Yeah.
Does that sound like fun? Is that a joke?
I thought it was fun.
Thank you.
I thought it was fun. Seemed fun.
Seemed fun.
I'm sorry, I'm used to the Bril Gene.
Yeah, where'd Bril Gene go?
He went home.
Not your lover. Billie Jean.
That was also
Michael Jackson.
No,
Very fun song.
He's definitely something.
My Jack.
With Gene.
Yeah.
My Jack.
Right on.
That's right.
It's time for Vikings News
All right.
on the Power Trip, presented by
Your truck accessories. All right, Ben, let's do the Vikings news before we have a couple of other bigger kind of football questions to throw at you. But the Vikings signed Rondale Moore to be wide receiver. Brandon Powell still unsigned. He's a free agent. No idea if they're interested in bringing him back or not. Rondale Moore missed all of last year due to an injury with the Falcons. Didn't play at all. But he's spent 3 years in Arizona, 135 catches, 3 receiving touchdowns, 1 rushing touchdown in 39 games. He was a second rounder in 2021 out of Purdue. Your thoughts?
Nothing more insightful than what you can already find all over the X machine is, injuries have kind of been have kind of plagued him a little bit. If you look at the Arizona Cardinals chatter, they're kind of like good riddance, like never lived up to your hype. Super talented. He is a little ball of explosion.
5'7".
Yeah. And they all look at this guy like he has an immense amount of potential physically. He just never amounted to anything. Now, is that scheme? Is that quarterback situation in Arizona? Whatever it is, they're like, fine, we're going to get rid of you. And then obviously he gets injured with Atlanta. So
what's his deal then? When you say physically talented at 5'7", 181, is he just quick twitch? Is he super
he's
fast?
Lightning fast. I
Okay.
think I posted, I'm not going to look it up right now, but his combine numbers, which are not going to be the same 5 years later coming off a knee injury and other injuries, but I think he's got like a 42.5-inch vertical. He ran like a 4.3 something 40. I mean, at 5'7", that's moving. That's a high amount of turnover on your legs to get going that fast. And, I forget what his numbers are on some of the short area stuff, some of the quickness drills, but he is lightning in a bottle. And if you can somehow unleash that and tap into something that no other team has done, which a lot of people give KOC credit for on the quarterback situation, a lot of players sort of thrive in this system. And if he's going to be a number 3 guy that's not going to get double teamed, that's going to play out of the slot, that's going to get a bunch of screen passes, that's going to have returnability in the punt return game and the kick return game, if he earns those spots, then he's going to have opportunities to make a ton of plays. And if he gets out in space, as he showed against the Vikings when we played him, he had over 100 yards. I mean, you're not going to catch him. So if he can break a couple tackles or get a few blocks, you're not catching him at all.
Free agent tackle Cam Robinson signed with the Houston Texans, 1 year up to $14.5 million. And again, so I think a lot of us are learning this offseason for the first time. I always kind of thought in the past that if you lost a top free agent, you got rewarded with a compensatory pick the next year.
Yeah.
I guess I didn't know until this year because I didn't follow it closely enough that it's kind of like a culmination of all of your losses versus all of your gains. So, like, for the example, the Cam Robinson one, everybody on Twitter was like, well, this will help the formula next year because it's another loss for the Vikings, right? Versus the ones. So it's not just a direct 1-to-1. It's not like we lost Darnold, so we're getting a pick next year. There's like a formula and they add it all up.
I don't really understand it. All I know is like when the dust settles and free agency's over, then it's kind of like, okay, here's how it's kind of looking. And just like we knew from the Kirk Cousins thing that, months and months ago, it's like, okay, we're probably in line for the top compensatory pick. And that's what it ended up being. So I don't exactly know the formula of like what exits the building and what you bring in and all the other stuff and how it's weighted. But yeah, I think any sort of high level pick that gets a big contract, it reflects back on the previous team. Like, okay, we gotta compensate for you for that.
If you sign people that have been cut, that doesn't count towards the formula, is what I've gathered over. That's why they, is it Hargrove? He was cut. Allen was
both
cut.
Guys, yeah.
Yeah. So like those don't count. So yeah, that's why I think they're now, as of right now, I think they're going to get a 3rd and a 5th round pick.
So they have to be true free agents.
They have to be true free agents.
Not free agent because they got cut.
Nope.
But true free agents and their contract.
Free agents.
Their contract expires. You don't bring them back. Yep. They're in this they're in this window of opportunity to get signed by their team.
Yeah. So you kind of take your gains, right? Like we lost Sam Darnold. We're going to get some kind of compensation for Darnold, for Daniel Jones, for Cam Bynum, for Patrick Jones. You start going through all the free agents we lost versus the free agents we signed. And then like Sauce just said, then you don't get penalized for some that weren't this and weren't that.
Yeah,
and then
it's
the
a lot.
NFL puts it all together and say how much money went out, how much money went in, and then they say, all right, you get a third or a fourth,
It's
whatever
basically
it is.
an accounting balance sheet.
Exactly.
Yeah,
correct.
So it's just like, as long as we're looking at just free agents, what you bring in and what you lose, then it's a balance sheet situation.
Man, back to Cam, though, for a second. Talk about saving a season for us.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that he was able to come in, I'm not saying he was gangbusters, but he was good enough to hold down the position when we lost our best player, one of the best players in the league at that position.
You know, I felt like the same thing, but then I saw some sort of Pro Football Focus thing that came out that said, like, he was actually pretty bad.
Oh, is that right?
Oh, really?
And I was like, the eye test didn't say that to me.
At all, no.
But, you know, whatever you feel about PFF, I don't know. I mean, they're there to support all of your, you know, the positive things. And then when they have something negative say, you're like, it's stupid. They don't know what they're doing. I think they had the Vikings offensive line pretty poorly rated across the board, including him.
Well,
Paul, your hands
he was
up.
a good teammate.
Yeah. Speaking of that, yesterday, PA was talking about how he still thinks the Vikings will attack offensive line with the 24th pick. Your thoughts?
I agree with that. I mean, my heart of hearts still wants to bolster the defensive front because, you know, the guys that we have up there are older.
Yeah.
You know, they're big names and all this other stuff. They're all coming off injury, and we know that Harrison Phillips he's not twitched up like those other guys are. Like I think he's a little bit better of a pass rusher than people think, but you know, he's there to stop the run and he's there to take up double teams and he's there to kind of be the brains of the defensive line. But I think they have to get younger and they have to think about down the road for these guys. And if the event that these guys aren't as healthy and maybe they have a setback or whatever, I still think they need to focus on defensive front, but as of the holes right now, and the biggest need just for this next year is the interior of our offensive line.
So you go guard.
I would probably go guard or somebody that has the ability to play guard.
So
yes.
Tyler Booker from Alabama.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. I mean, throw out at whatever name that you want. I think having somebody that has position flexibility, you know, we're seeing a lot of these guys now that start at tackle in the college and they can move down because they're athletic enough to move, you know, play in a tight space at guard. So it wouldn't surprise me if they took somebody that was not even a true guard, but they're like, hey, we got a possibly tackle situation. We got a guy coming off a knee injury. We got Brian O'Neill who's getting a little older in age. You know, do we go after a swing tackle guard situation? I don't know, but I think they do probably address the offensive line with 24.
Sweet.
What do you think about this Lions proposal where the division winners would be in the postseason but wouldn't guarantee themselves, you know, like the home field advantage or the seeding? It would just be based solely on record, not division championships.
See, I sort of like it. I know that we talked about it when we felt like we were getting screwed going in the playoffs last year just because our division was so tough. I like it. I think in a couple years we'd all get used to it and be like, okay, there's a lot more positives of this than the negatives. And then you still have the divisions set there for scheduling. You know, it's not like the divisions would go away. I think there's still an opportunity to win the division, but then that just kind of catapults you into the pool of each conference, and then they reseed them based on your overall record and maybe strength of schedule and how they kind of do it in other leagues.
So you're still rewarded for winning your division. You're guaranteeing yourself a playoff spot, even if you technically have it would be very mathematically difficult to be a division winner and not be a top 7, but I guess it's possible.
But it happens a lot where you're just one game above 500 and you win your division. And it's like, okay, so they might have to do some tweaking when it comes to the scheduling, because is it fair that let's say we finished second, right? And the Packers finished third in our division. Is it fair that that's a pretty good football team that they're going to get a third place schedule for the next year? So I would say probably not. If we have a strong division and they're a third place team in our division, but then they're like the 5th seed in the total conference, well then they should play a tougher schedule next year, not a third place schedule.
Like the 5th toughest schedule in the NFC,
Correct.
not the third most difficult in the NFC North. That makes sense.
So I think that there is a way that we can do all of that, but I think it's not just as easy as saying we're just going to reseed everybody. Well, I think there still has to be some thought put into like how, because already right now the scheduling formula is based off of where you finish in your division. But as we know, that's not always reflective of how good or bad your team really is.
It is so weird how much it matters in football. Now, obviously, when you are playing 6 of your 17 games against the division every single year, that's a bigger chunk, right? That's a 30-year schedule. But like in the NBA, no one cares about division titles. It just doesn't matter. It's what are you seeded 1 through 8. Right. When was the last time you cared about any division winner in the NBA for even 1 second?
I've never even thought about it.
Right, because it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
For example, Sauce, you've followed the NBA for a long, long time.
Yes.
Can you name the teams? Let me see if I have to pull it up to even make sure I can, because I'm not even sure I can. Can you name the teams in the Timberwolves division?
Yes.
You think you can do it? Hang on. There are
not all of them.
There are how many are there? I almost just gave it away.
4 or 5.
Thank you.
Total
6, 7, 8. Memphis.
Incorrect. Terrible start.
Twins.
You're already 0 for 1.
The
OKC?
Panther.
OKC is 1.
Denver?
Denver is 2.
Masters.
Dallas?
Dallas, no.
The Anchor.
I guess I can't. Sorry. I thought you were going to ask me the division winners of the NFL season last
Thank
year.
you.
No, I was making a point about the NBA and how nobody cares.
Way to follow.
The Northwest Division, which is the Timberwolves division,
Really?
I'm sure we all knew that. Oklahoma City, Denver, Minnesota, Portland, and Utah.
See, that doesn't make any sense. Yeah.
Right, who cares?
All we've talked about is where they are in the conference seedings.
Yep.
Yes. And it could and should be the same way for the NFL.
No, but because you don't play the teams in your division.
Why not?
In the NBA nearly as much in terms of a percentage, right? Clearly, it should matter. I still think winning your division should guarantee you a spot, regardless of your record.
No.
I don't think anybody's arguing that, right? Nobody's saying it doesn't matter if you win your division. But I'm with you. I don't know why you can't just say, all right, you won your division, but you still only have the 4th best record, so you're the 4th seed.
Why not?
Yeah, I saw this proposal on social media that, whether it's 17 or 18 games, there's enough games in each conference where you just do a round robin. And then you have, if we go to 18 games and you have a couple games out of conference every year.
Are you joking?
And then you really know who's the best in the conference.
I can't control my horny level.
I think if you do this too, I think you get rid of the first round bye thing. I think you go 1 through 8.
Ben, your thoughts on skipping the old first round bye? I don't like buys in sports in general, and that's not a political statement.
Come on, man.
Wow. It's 2025, man.
Open your mind.
No, I can say that now. I'm allowed to say that now.
Wait, what?
Why?
Oh, that's back. No, but like in general, I don't like the ideas of buys. I like get out there and play.
Don't even love the concept.
Let's go.
Now?
Well, I actually think if we go to 18 games, and let's just say league wide, there's two breaks where nobody's playing. At least schedule one into December or whatever. I don't know, second week of December. Where then that is everybody's break.
Including the number 1 seed. Love that.
Including the potential number 1 seed.
Somebody put Ben in charge.
Yeah,
Ben's got good ideas.
You're a genius.
He is in charge.
How do we get you to be a part of like the NFLPA, but like also the committees? We got to get Ben on these committees.
Yeah, I don't know. I wish there was like some major market radio like airwaves that we could promote that.
Yeah, let's get Ben hired by the NFL.
We're going to do an exam.
He's got good ideas.
What is your weight at now?
What? How about the other things? The tushy pushy.
Yeah,
that's brought up again. Whoa. I think everybody's widely against that, right?
No, football.
Is that kind of a consensus that
against getting rid of it or against it?
Against getting rid of it.
I mean, I hate it, but I don't know if we should ban it.
No,
I think it's super annoying.
No.
But
stop it.
Well, especially because only we've seen countless times now that only a handful of teams are really capable of pulling it off successfully. Yeah,
right. It's really Bills and Eagles, and then it's a huge drop off.
Because we do it well.
Well, you guys, Jerry, I don't know which team you're representing, but didn't we say that it was like those two, and then the third most is something like the Bears, but it's a giant drop off from 2 to 3.
Yeah. Yes, you are correct, Corliss.
So let me say this then, to kind of look at this full circle. If you're going to keep this play allowed, then why are we not allowed defensively to push on field goal attempts and extra points.
What do you mean?
Like they claim that it's player safety that you can't
That
put
is a great point.
You
dude.
can't put your hands behind one of the big fatties up front and push into the gap. But so why is it legal offensively to do it on short yardage downs?
That is a great point, because talk about being an exposed person. That center is head down into the nose guard right in front of him.
Yes, they're already, and it doesn't have to be him. Like, I understand that it is different. It is different that the offensive center on an offensive play doesn't have his head down between his legs. His head is up. He's going to snap the ball. He's protecting himself the best he can. The snapper is not. His head is down. He's got to look where he's snapping. I understand that, but you're telling me that you can't push the guards and the tackles?
Yeah.
Why not?
Somebody's got to put Ben in charge. He's got good ideas.
Yep.
Like that one too.
So if you're going to keep the tush push, then you should allow extra points and any kicking things. Defensive players should be able to push the guys in front of them.
Not for this.
Exactly for this.
Yeah, Jerry, follow along, please.
Yeah, please,
I don't like the way you're interjecting right now.
Why?
Because it just seems like you're just like doing it purposefully just to speak against me. You're not listening to what I'm saying.
He does. 3 to 4:30, Twin Cities Live. Fan 5 is next. Headlines later. Ryan Jeffers later. This is the Power Trip Morning Show on the Fan.
Have you seen TGL presented by SoFi? It's golf's newest league. I got to see the debut of this. It was wild. It's so much fun. 2 hours of hammer dropping, overtime forcing, playoffs on the line golf with 24 of the best players from the PGA Tour. They're split into 6 teams: Atlanta, Boston, Jupiter, LA, New York, and the Bay. And it's not your average Sunday pickup game. Tune in every week for TGL matches only on ESPN. Tune in to TGL Monday night only on ESPN. Claim your seat for the first season of TGL now. Keep up. It's golf.
PayPal lets you pay all your pals, like your graduation gifters.
Who's paying for the mattress topper?
You mean the beanbag chair?
Aren't we getting a mini fridge?
Can we create a pool on PayPal? It lets us collect the money before we buy.
Ooh, yes, that's smart.
Glad we can agree on something.
Easily pool, split, and send money with PayPal. Get started in the PayPal app. A PayPal account is required to send and receive money. A balance account is required to create a pool.
Struggling to get out of bed? It might be time for an upgrade. Lisa makes exceptionally comfortable mattresses designed for every body and budget. But what truly sets them apart is their commitment to giving back. Since 2015, they've donated over 41,000 mattresses nationwide. Elevate your sleep and your space with Lisa. Go to lisa.com for 20% off their award-winning mattresses, plus an extra $50 off with promo code IHEART. That's LEESA.com. Promo code IHEART for an extra $50 off.
When it comes to playtime, never let your squad down. Unlock elite gaming tech at Lenovo.com. Push your gameplay beyond performance with 13th Gen Intel Core processors. Upgrade to smooth, high-quality streaming with Intel Wi-Fi 6E. And maximize game performance with enhanced overclocking. Win the tech search and head to Lenovo.com.
Lenovo.